Yo.
Yo.
What's up, y'all?
It's good.
Yo, what's good, Subs?
Chilling, boss. How you feeling?
I'm alive. It's Friday night. Saw some fine women on my way back to my apartment. So it was a good scene.
Said I'm the sniper.
But yeah, what's up, y'all? We're back for another installment of the Spoken Number Show. And I'm not gonna take up and hog all the time like I normally do. So I'll let you guys tell me what's on the agenda today.
Well, I think first topic, being that it's so relevant right now, we talk about the draft last night. I'm not gonna really say the winners and losers, but I guess what stood out to y'all. What players were picked up by teams that I guess are in contention for championships this year, or who should have been in contention for championships this year look kind of sus now, i.e. Warriors, but I ain't gonna say nothing else.
Okay, well, I guess we could jump right into it if there's no,
Now let's go.
So
yeah, Cardo, you started off.
Sure. So let me preface my statements by saying I don't really follow college hoops. Excuse me. Sorry, I had to burp. I don't really follow college hoops and high school hoops like that. I really, I'm more of an NBA guy. So I was actually talking to one of my Twitter followers yesterday. Mutual followers, because we both follow each other. And I'll read you what he says, and you guys can let me know what you think. So he basically said Cade Cunningham, who was the number one pick by the Detroit Pistons, got some Luka in him. Not as dynamic, but way more athletic. Jalen Green reminds him of Kevin Porter Jr. Evan Mobley, he's like a unicorn of the draft, like, a 7-foot wing, basically. So whenever I hear 7-foot wing, I'm thinking of the KD-ish, and then Jalen Suggs, he can shoot, athletic, play defense. So I don't know what to make of it. I haven't seen all his live videos or anything like that. So I'm gonna let you guys take the charge on this. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that.
I mean, personally, for me, I think Jalen Suggs reminds me a lot of Jamal Murray. When you looked at the game that he was playing with UCLA in the Final Four, I mean, that boy could hoop. I don't know if y'all saw that game. Huh?
Nah, he was wilding. He was wilding that game.
He was wilding on that team. And for me, I was surprised he got drafted number 5, to say the least. Because I always feel like March Madness is the perfect time to catch up with who's gonna get drafted. I mean, I don't know a player that's that gets drafted and then it go to March Madness. I just never heard of that. But regardless, I was surprised that Jalen Suggs dropped to number 5 because, I just saw him play and I was like, nah, this guy should be at least top 3. But that's just my take.
Okay.
Yeah,
Jamal?
I feel like the Cade. Oh, go ahead, Jamal.
Oh no, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I feel like the Pistons picks, I think after moving on from Blake Griffin last year, I feel like they're in a right direction. There's a couple of teams in the East that the lower echelon that feel like they made some good moves, good draft picks with the Wizards. I feel like they did the same thing. You said Jalen Green now, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm interested to see him because I don't think he went to college. He just came straight out the G League. And that's different. That could set a precedent. We don't need to come to college. Y'all not paying us anyway. I can get a little bit of bread here, already get acclimated to the NBA game in a way, and, work my way on some farm system. Like Jamal, you watch more baseball than me. Like
baseball, yep.
Yeah, so he may already come in wilding. And I can't remember, who did he get drafted by that he used to be teammates with? And I think they actually knew Bronny or whatever.
Nike?
But they used to play with Bronny.
I think they did play together.
On the Rockets.
I think so, yeah.
It was the both of them. I can't remember. But I don't watch college hoops too much. Like I piggyback off of what Giuseppe said. If they in March Madness, I'll watch. Like look at John Morant. He wasn't nobody really that anybody was looking at until March Madness hit. And the tournament hit. He was wilding. Improve you. Same thing with Steph Curry too. If you're gonna go really all the way back, nobody was watching him till he took the team to the Elite Eight, and he was like, "Oh, who's this
guy?"
Right.
And honestly, I feel like the draft is kind of
top heavy,
overrated. Yeah, I feel like there's nobody that's really gonna move the needle except for literally the first 10, and even then, it's really like maybe the first 6. My bad, y'all.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay. You put the work in.
Yeah, you never know. Jamal, what do you think?
Me personally, I mean, we pretty much knew that the first pick was a given. Cade was going to be the first pick, so it was pretty much just determining who was going to get the first pick to pick him. And that went exactly how we thought it would. As far as who I like the most, I like Mobley. I like the Mobley pick. Like you were talking about, he's like a wing at 7 feet, so he can stretch the floor and shoot from all over. And
he got a little man body.
Yeah, and he's a little bit bigger than like I would say KD was when he came in the league. Mm-hmm. I don't know exactly how much KD weighed when he came in, but you know,
it was a twig.
Yeah, he definitely looked like he was like very skinny. Same for Giannis, but Mobley seems like he came in with a little more bulk to him, and you know they'll get him in the gym and put a little more weight on him, so he can be in the paint banging around a little bit. But I think they definitely needed that there in Cleveland because
how's it gonna work with Jared Allen and him though?
I feel like big players.
Yeah, I do feel like Jared can be the full-on center, and Mobley can kind of do
defense.
Right. He can, he can mostly play in the paint because he's good with that anyway. Be the energy guy. Kind of reminds me of like Joakim Noah.
That could be like a really cool like Clint Capella, John.
That type of guy, you know, and he can be a complement to that and kind of stretch the floor and kind of like a Chris Bosh type of deal. So,
I can see
and then you put that in with Sexton.
Sexton trying to get traded though.
I mean, he's trying, but I don't know how that's gonna play out. Honestly, I don't really see them letting go of him too easily because he's such a spark plug. He's such a good player. But I mean, it's not impossible, but I don't see them really being too willing to part ways with him. But if they can keep that together with him and Jared Allen, and then put in Mobley also, they'll have a good mix of something for the starting 5.
Okay. Okay. I guess any other thoughts on the draft? I know it's very not in depth, but again, apologies to the viewers. We're not as we don't follow college hoops.
Draft night for me is the trades, man.
So we don't know as much. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I guess with that, we could segue into our favorite drafts within the last 20 years. So who wants to go?
I guess I'll go first. I mean, since I'm going first, I'm gonna take the easy one. You already know I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna see if we got the wings.
This man
shout out to Wingstop.
He loves him some Wingstop, bro.
I thought it was
open for sponsorships.
All right, but go ahead.
Anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna take the easy one. I think honestly, obviously, by far the best one has been the 03 draft class.
Oh yeah, you chickened out. Took the easy way out.
I mean, think about it. There hasn't been any crazy draft class. Maybe
96 and Jordan's.
Well, you talking about 20 years.
Yeah.
But that's the next closest thing. Yeah, that's the next closest thing.
Yeah. I can't see. I don't see anything that's really substantial. Maybe you can say the 09 draft class. You got No.
Well, yes, because of Steph, and now he's matured.
Steph, Harden.
Yeah, but I got a counter
Griffin.
for you. I got a counter for you.
All right, let me hear. Go ahead.
2012. You got AD, you got Damian Lillard, you have Bradley Beal, you know, Draymond, all within that draft class. Chris Middleton, you know,
Harrison Barnes. Right?
Yeah, Harrison Barnes was 2011, I believe. The Cavs picked him, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought Clay got there first in 2011, and then he got there.
Wait. Did the Cavs pick Harrison Barnes? I think I have to go back and check. But the reason I say 2012. Oh, no, you're right. Harrison Barnes was 2012. See, it accentuates my case even more because when you think about the guard play, where the league is now with guard play, and you know how, like, for example, Lillard, him changing to a different team, like, I don't know, what would you say to Lillard? You know, it's not gonna happen, obviously, but you know, obviously, indulge me. What would you say with Lillard pairing up with Steph? Like, what do you think that would do to the landscape of the NBA? So you have like super dynamic guards, right? And it's granted, the big man's starting to come back with the last two championships with Lakers in the bubble in 2020, and obviously with the Bucks this year with Giannis, who some say is arguably the best big because he's the most dominant and aggressive. I say it's AD when healthy and he's not playing passive. But again, that's skill versus dominance, and you know.
Yeah,
but
it's a lot of qualifiers for AD.
But yeah, and you could also throw Embiid in there. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like the 2012 is an underage draft class. So I mean, that's my little case, my little soliloquy for the 2012.
Nah, I mean, that's a good case. It's a good case.
2012, but we know
still not better than 03.
Braun, Melo, Wade, Bob. We know.
Yeah,
we know.
Better than 03.
Yeah,
exclude Darko Milicic.
Yeah, Seppi, you were gonna say something. Who do you pick as your sleeper draft class in the last 20 years? Your favorite?
I mean, honestly, the 2020 was pretty solid to me. Like Andy Edwards panned out really well. LaMelo.
Hello.
Like Tyrese Halliburton. Like I was looking at this draft class the other day. I'm like, damn, like some of these dudes were like, I was watching a couple of games. Sadiq Bey, like they were Tyrese Macy. Like there was some guys that I didn't even realize was balling from that draft class that just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, good guy. Yeah.
Well, technically, I feel like everybody was balling this year.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I really like this 2020 draft class. It looks very promising.
Okay. Well, recency bias a little bit, but I can understand where you're coming from because with opportunity having more. But Jamal, who's your pick?
Yeah, I'm gonna go the basic route and do 03.
Come on,
go the basic. I mean, listen. It would be nice to do something a little more contrarian and go outside of the box. I get it, but you know, let's call a spade a spade.
You could have went 11.
It is what it is.
With Kyrie, Kawhi, you know.
Absolutely. You got some Hall of Famers in that draft class also. But grand scheme, like history book, textbook type of, you know, like when you go back in and look in the annals of history, like this is in an all-time classic class. Like you're talking about maybe top 3.
Okay.
You know, like so it's very easy to go with that one, aside from Darko Milicic, obviously, but even he was a champion. So
there was a lot of bad drafts in between 01 and 09.
A lot.
Yeah, it's just it was so top heavy. Like at least
if you didn't get one of the first 2 players, then you're shit out of luck, you know. So
sometimes you get the first player like Anthony Bennett.
Yeah. We don't know
that is based on front office. So that's
Kwame Brown.
That's a little different. Front office also. That's a little different.
Before he find me.
But
shit.
I'll see you at a couple spots. I didn't think I was
Oh shit, y'all stupid. But all right. Good talk. So I guess we'll move on to the main course, and that is the trades, right? We all know about the, Russell Westbrook to LA, so we'll touch on that obviously, and also a little, sprinkle trades we think will make an impact with role players and such. So, what's the first bite of the apple with that?
I'm going first, man. I'm going first.
All right.
I'm going first.
All right, talk your shit.
Look, I get it when you look at it logistically that Westbrook is going to be more of the full-blooded point guard in the system. LeBron, this is going to be what, year 19?
19, yeah.
Okay, I mean, he's played nearly 2 decades. When you think about how much time he's played in playoffs, Olympics, the guy's played at least another 3 or 4 seasons in just playoff time. You have to take it. He's going to take a little bit of a step back, and Westbrook will kind of lead the offense a little more. But
is he though?
I think he has to. And why I say he has to is because what was the point otherwise? Because you could have possibly waited to try and see what happened with CP3 or maybe Kyle Lowry, and get a true point who isn't necessarily going to try to get 20 or 30 a night, but is going to be more comfortable with maybe getting 10 or 12 assists a night. So I think it has to be that based on the type of play that Westbrook is. And he can do that with his energy. So that's the only thing that's giving me a little bit of like faith to it working out or working pleasantly, but it wasn't my first option. It really wasn't my first option. I would have much preferred that Kyle Lowry, and I really don't like Kyle Lowry as a player. But
I don't think a lot of people do.
Yeah, I don't. But
him.
based on the scheme and what would have fit better for the Lakers, player wise, roster wise, I feel like he would have been a better fit. Even with everything about LeBron running up mileage and trying to take a step back and not have to do as much work.
Okay.
But we are where we are.
All right. Ness, you want to go?
Yeah.
Seppi, you want to go? All right,
I'm gonna go. All right, so it's easy to make fun of this trade.
Don't take my take. Don't take my take.
I don't even know if you're gonna take my trade. Like, all right, so you can see all the faults in it.
I'm talking shit. Yeah.
You can see all the faults in the trade. Like, okay, what's the spacing gonna be? Okay, Westbrook, LeBron, they got the most triple doubles since they both entered the last how many seasons? I can't remember what the stat was, but something got to give. Like you can't have them both dominating the offense. And also, AD's always a question mark when it comes to his injuries and his assertiveness during games. Will he be playing the 5 more, or does he want to play in his comfortable role at the 4 for most of the season? Granted, I don't think anybody in the West made any crazy moves to where we still got a long time to go. Trade deadline and all of that stuff is like almost a year from now. So we don't know anything yet. Now, like I said, it's easy to make fun of it, but there is a situation where this could work. Like I said, AD plays at the 5. You need some shooters because you can't have your 2 quote unquote point guards that's running the offense.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be a lot of kick and pass. Yeah,
like how do you have how are y'all guarding Westbrook in the playoffs the season before? Basically not even guarding him. And then talk about, we got him on the team, we gonna make him like, nah. Y'all know who y'all got. So like Frank Vogel's not a bad coach, so I think he'll find a way. Y'all did give up KCP. Now the Wizards, they got
They got a lot.
They got a little bit better. Montrez he's a hustle player. He probably got something to prove because he played himself by flipping sides like Anakin. But it's all good. And I think they got KCP, they got
KCP,
Montrez,
Kuzma,
and
Montrez.
I think they're gonna trade Kuzma. I mean, Kuzma at one point did score 17 points per game in his career. Granted, it was bum times, and it wasn't on the best efficiency. So I'm not gonna like.
I feel like a reset would be good for him.
Like, and I'm thinking like something to prove, give him better opportunities, better spacing, or whatever. So I think the Wizards probably might get a better overall deal for it. Mm-hmm. Right now, I mean, like I said, the Lakers, they went for the name. They really should have got Buddy Hield, but the Kings as well. They look good right now. Well, when Halliburton is going to be coming on his second year, right? Mm-hmm. So he'll be playing better.
Well, we assume because you already know there's the sophomore.
Yeah, you got the sophomore slump, man. Yeah. So I don't feel any team really made us a splash to say, oh, it's a wrap.
A significant, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's fair. Seppi, what do you think of the Westbrook Lakers trade?
I don't know why that makes sense because last season they were literally not even guarding him when he was at the 3-point line. So I'm like, man, confused why they did the trade. Westbrook shoots 31% from 3, and I don't know what happened from OKC till now, but I remember when the OKC days, Westbrook used to have the mid range.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he stopped shooting from the mid range. that stop and pop was his bread and butter, but I'm watching him now. It's like he's just slashing the lane, flaring his arms, looking for
his shot selection.
It's horrible.
Atrocious.
So I'm real curious to see how they're gonna make this work. I honestly don't see it working. I mean, they literally have to get people to sign for veteran minimums. Like those salaries are ridiculous. They're 40 million each. That's the budget, boy. That's the budget. So I don't know.
The rumor is Caruso leaving too.
Oh,
it's a rumor.
I mean, if you can't pay the man, I mean, the only person that's guaranteed is Marc Gasol for 2.7.
You think he'll have a resurgence?
He was looking sus in Toronto. He was looking sus for a minute. They should just let him go to Euro Leagues and have a retirement party. But
one good season, you can't get nothing good out of Marc Gasol to say, all right, we could give us at least 18 minutes a game, hold it down.
Yeah. So
I just hope
like I said, it's easy to make fun of. I still think there's a situation where it could work.
So
because the West isn't overstacked right now.
Okay. All right. So I've been thinking about it since yesterday, and I was tweeting Lakers, to troll because I hate Lakers fans. Like, since the Kobe days back in high school, I've always hated Lakers fans. Granted, because it was the Kobe fandom. So that's how much I respected Kobe, because it's like, fuck y'all, like kind of a weird deal. But this is what I'm thinking compared to like what I tweeted yesterday. So here's why I think it will work. One, they cannot bring back Andre Drummond because he cannot play basketball. Like, he cannot play winning basketball. Like, he's gonna clog the lane. Like,
I forgot about him when I was making the spacing point too. Like.
Right. So he cannot come back, but this is how it can work. Ron, I think, is the only one, and I don't know who said this, is the only one who I think Westbrook will be like, you know what? This will be his 15th season or something like that.
I think 14th.
14th, yeah. Westbrook.
14th, yeah.
No.
Whatever season it is,
it might be 13th, I think.
Yeah,
because he spent 11 seasons with the Thunder. Then he got, because he came in 09. He came in 09.
It was 09. Nah, it was 08. No.
well, whenever it was. Oh, yeah, we're good to go. We're good to go.
Yep. Oh wait.
So here's why I bring that up. Like Westbrook, my biggest critique of him has always been his decision making. I feel like with him, granted, the teams how he was on, like with Steven Adams on Thunder days, and then last week with Robin Lopez and Daniel Gafford, etc. He would like try to force the action, and then when he gets in trouble, like, you know what, I can just dump it off, get the rolling assist or whatever. I think now he realized, like, you know what, it's a shooter's league, number one, and then I know my strengths are not shooting, right? So I don't think Lakers are done. I think if Kevin Love was to become available, like a Kevin Love LeBron reunion could happen. Obviously, there's other shooters that they can get. I think they're going to bring back Ben McLemore because he's a shooter. Like, he's a streaky shooter. Can get crazy
Wesley
hot.
Matthews.
I don't like Wesley Matthews. I don't like his game.
Yeah.
Like,
he's the only one that has, like, I think guaranteed. I think right now on the roster that's left,
which is crazy. Which is crazy to think about. But I do say, like, it can work because Westbrook, like, in the beginning of the season, he's going to try to figure out his teammates. He's going to try to figure out, like, okay, what's best spots, and having the best passer in the game, which is LeBron, is going to, like, you know what? Let me see how whatever. Like, I think they're going to, having LeBron, like, be his mentor is going to work better because I think Bron's personality is more conducive to him than KD's personality was because of how, like, how Bron plays. Bron is pass first, and Westbrook's trying to be pass first, but he tries too hard sometimes. So if he sees that, we build good habits in practice, games, use some of the games to gel with AD, because reports was he went to LeBron's house to talk about, like, yo,
yeah, I heard.
Yeah, let's put our egos aside and let's figure it out. So all the Lakers really need is to not bring back Drummond, get some shooters. Obviously, they need some size rebounding. Like, Dwight Howard was perfect for them. I don't know why they let Dwight go, because his role was perfect. Just come in, play a little defense.
He was asking for too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anywho, I do think it can work under those circumstances. Now, go ahead. You're gonna ask something.
I think he should treat him like Baby Wade. Wade is a slasher.
That was my next point, because it was similar dialogue of how is it gonna work with LeBron and D Wade in Miami, because they're both slashers. Even though LeBron's pass first, they're both slashers. So how's that gonna work? And we see how that worked out. Granted, Wade, his knees was bad. He was like deteriorating, but
those fast breaks
was lethal.
And it could be that way with this too.
And Brandon, Bron, it's not the same 2013 prime. I think Bron's physical prime was 09. Like, that's when he was crazy explosive. He had that one super high jump on the Friday night game against the Trailblazers against Brandon Roy, where he caught the ball. Like, he was above the rim. And
I feel like 2013.
No. 2013 was when he had it all together, defense and offense. I think
he dunked. He was physically wilding.
Yeah,
Jason
he dunked
Terry
over.
Dunk.
Yeah.
What was it? Is it Sunday?
It wasn't Sunday games. I know what you're talking about, but in 2012 was against the Bulls. He had to dunk in 2012, not 2013. But 2013 defensively, that's when he was at his best because he could switch. He could guard lesser players. Even though Joe Johnson was cooking him in that game 5 when it was Nets versus the Heat in 2014.
I don't want to talk about it.
But that was
14, right?
Yeah, down the stretch. But for the most part, Bron was their best defender. Like, you had Shea Battier, etc., but Bron was their best defender.
And that's not the LeBron you're gonna get in 2021,
but
2022.
You have a more offensively skilled LeBron, and I think Westbrook could greatly benefit from that. So I do think their biggest thing is going to be health. AD in particular. I'm looking at you, Anthony Davis. If AD is healthy,
street clothes.
We're not gonna whatever.
That's Charles Barkley. That ain't me.
Yeah, that ain't me. But yeah, I do think it could work. Yeah, they just need some shooters, bro, and not bring back Drummond, because I don't know what he be doing on the floor. So he be looking lost at times, just falling all over the place. I'm like, yo, bro, what are you doing? So it's all bad.
Like Westbrook said, he just be running around out there sometimes.
Yeah. I love Westbrook quotes, man.
The funny thing is that Drummond, he could be an impact player. He just needs to, maybe he just needs more time.
Learn how to play. Learn how to play. So on Detroit, he was having those 2020 games, and they weren't impactful, bro. It was like
you couldn't keep him in the game because he would be missing. Like I remember having him on my fantasy team when he was on the Cavs. He'd be wilding, and then down the stretch, he missed mad free throws, and I'll go from having a 70-point game by him to a 55-point game. I'm like, yo, what happened? Oh, he missed like 8 free throws down the stretch. Yo, turnover. Yo, what is this?
But yeah, so I guess with covering the Westbrook trade, we could segment to the finals, maybe. And again, I know injuries are the bread and butter of whether or not we're going to get the dream matchup. Like, it's 50-50. Barring injury, I do think it's going to be Lakers-Nets, with the Warriors being a dark horse depending on what they do with their assets.
And
now,
Clay's health.
Yeah, exactly. So I do think in a 7-game series, if, like what we just talked about, if like the Lakers get, like I said, the shooters and don't bring back Drummond, get some like, competent big that could just rebound and play D against like the elite like bigs like Jokic and Embiid, etc. I do think it'll be a 6-7 game series against the Nets, and I would lean towards the Lakers because let me tell you why. I would lean towards the Lakers because I feel like their size would be the difference maker. Like with AD, like AD would be the difference maker in that series. Granted, there's no answer for KD. And Harden, we don't know how he would play in the finals. We've seen him in the finals once in 2012 with Westbrook, ironically. And Westbrook while he was aggressive, Harden was disappearing down the stretch. And I know the indictment against Harden has been his performance, like his performance in the playoffs. He would be their playmaker, obviously. He makes the offense go. That's his role. But I do think Lakers would have the edge on the inside, and that would be the difference maker because you have two, like more so Braun, because it would take pressure off Braun for the drive and kick because that's Westbrook's bread and butter, like attack, and just getting the bigs in foul trouble, like Brooklyn's bigs in foul trouble. I think would go a long way. So let me know what you think.
I don't know. I feel like the Lakers' size isn't what it was during their championship year when you had AD, Dwight Howard, and JaVale McGee.
Right.
Bro.
You're not getting past them trees.
Yo, it was, especially with an injured Heat team, like, you're done.
Not getting past
it's over. So.
No, but that's why I said with
Marc
the qualifiers. No, that's what I'm saying. That's why,
I mean, look, we don't like I said, it's all speculation right now because we still got more signing trades, more free agency, more trade deadline. Like, there's a bunch of stuff still to go. As of right now, I'm leaning towards the Nets winning it all. Maybe Nets and Warriors, Nets and Lakers, and the Nets and Suns being a dark horse.
What about Nets and Clippers?
I don't think Kawhi's coming back this season.
He's super careful with his injury.
Yeah, he got the ACL. He just had the surgery. Like, if he coming back, he ain't coming back till I don't know when he coming back. It's going to take a little while, like months, and by then we don't know what the Clippers records might be unless Paul George said, "I'm trying to win MVP,"
which is possible in the regular season.
Nah.
He came
Sound
third
good.
in
Sounds good.
We talking regular season. In 2017, he was third, bro.
Yeah, sounds good, but nah.
Regular season has never been his issue. That's
you got the right idea, just the wrong person.
Yeah, no. I don't doubt his acumen as a player to be able to do it, but the fact that he would have to be leader and do it at the same time, no. That's the problem I have with it.
Hey, look, some people he may fall into that role and say, "Oh, this is my time. This is my team. the leader's out, so let's rally around him and let me be the leader. I don't see it happening. It could happen.
I mean, it could happen, but
Yeah,
so like anything could happen.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see Brooklyn without a doubt, but I mean,
well, again, we're assuming health, so yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, unless if something happens, both
Harden come in shape, man. Come to training camp in shape, man. Stop playing.
That's a fact. Or Kyrie's ankle's not feeling too nice.
Or Kyrie don't have his chakras in order.
But yeah, there's nobody in the West that's gonna stop the Lakers off the top of my head. I just think, even just thinking about who made it to the playoffs this season, I think without a doubt, barring any
Jazz.
Hell no.
Don't trust in Rudy Gobert.
What?
That's
Yo, where's that?
Like
I feel like there's a Westbrook quote for that somewhere. I'm gonna find it.
Yo, Gobert looked like a fish out of water playing the Clippers, boy. He did not.
But in the Olympics, he's looking amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. They got Evan Fournier playing like Jordan. I don't know what this is, but but yeah, I mean, yeah, as of right now, obviously, and
Mavericks neither.
I have to see what they do.
Yeah, I have to see what they do too. I mean, they just got a bunch of different execs, and they have Dirk Nowitzki as an advisor. I mean, that's not.
I don't even know what that means. Yeah.
I know what that is.
They made a trade though. They made a trade with the Celtics.
Josh was in Europe.
Oh, I saw that Tristan Thompson got traded, but
to the Kings. It was
to the Kings. Yeah.
Trade.
The Kings look. They my dark horse to make the playoffs.
That's not too crazy.
Fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Fair. Play-in tournament. That's a play-in tournament team.
Yeah. Don't forget, 10 teams now.
Fox, Halliburton, Barnes.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. Hield. They still got Buddy Hield. His thing is consistency. So, all right, and I guess we could, talk about. I'll talk about dark horse trade. I think is getting overlooked. DeLon Wright to the Hawks, and I want to see what they do with Cam Reddish, because the Hawks had I think they had the most unexpected run outside of the Bucks. Because we were expecting the Nets to get to the finals, but injuries, whatever. I do think the Hawks, getting past the Knicks first round, getting past the Sixers in a 7-game series. Right.
They played these teams too. It wasn't no injuries. They played them straight up.
Exactly. And then, they fell to the eventual champs, the Bucks, in the Eastern Conference Finals. But I do think with DeLon Wright, he did start having flashes in Sacramento when there was injuries to obviously the Fox with COVID, and Halliburton was in and out the lineup. So I do think their guard play. And if they could just get, Capella's fine, rose to the basket, playing D, rebounding, that's fine. But if they could, if they bring back John Collins, I think he just has to mature a little bit, and they could get they're just 2 pieces away from seriously being a contender.
They got. I think they have good versatile. I still don't see them over the Nets, but I think
no, of course.
And I remember playing the Nets. They played hard, and it was getting me tight. I don't know what it was. It was getting me tight. So I already knew they're not a bad team. I didn't see them doing what they were going to do last in the playoffs. But I agree with you. I think they have nowhere else to go but up, because they have real tough playoff experience right now. Same thing with the Suns. I feel the same way about them. They bring everybody else back, maybe add another big, because they desperately needed that. Against Giannis. I mean,
but to me, the Hawks was dangerous because if they had a healthy DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish early on,
that too, yeah.
And if Bojan didn't fuck with his knee, that still would have been a good team.
Because your boy was wilding. He was sniping in people's eyes. I'm like, oh,
he held it down with fantasy.
And he was talking trash too. I said, "Ooh, where he
Tough.
from? Slovenia? Where's he from?"
I think it's Bosnia.
But yeah, I like the Hawks. Shout out to McMillan. My man came from the gutter.
Yeah, I don't see anybody in the East, honestly. I think the West seems like it's Lakers league, Lakers conference to beat. The East, I still feel like it's Nets all the way.
What? Bucks?
I don't really see
Bucks
this.
are, yeah, Bucks are kind of
assuming health. Assuming health.
So assuming, oh yeah, also assuming COVID too. Because if COVID looked like it was last year,
last year, yeah.
Oh,
we don't know what's what. But
we don't.
Yeah.
We don't need Gobert doing no press conferences.
No, yeah, that's a fact. Touching mics and shit. But yeah.
Create the Omega Delta. Clip now.
You are a fool. But
I'm about to get Omega.
Lambda. Is it like COVID going Greeks? Next thing you know, there's probates and shit. I'm like, yo, what are we doing? But yeah,
we stop laughing about that.
Yeah. Hope everybody stays safe.
Yeah.
Not to end it so abruptly, but that was a lot. We touched on the drafts, our favorite drafts within the last 20 years, the trades, obviously Westbrook Lakers trade, and our dark horses for finals, NBA finals, and as well as the Hawks and things of that nature. So thank you for tuning in, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Click on that notification bell so you know when we post. And thank you for tuning in. Where can they find you guys?
Well, Oh, what's up? You gonna go ahead?
Oh no, you can go ahead. That's why I stopped.
Nah, Scotty Mac 92 on Twitter. Instead of O, it's 0. That's it.
Okay, subs.
Instagram, G Wilson. That's it.
Heard you, Jamal.
I'm Stretch Stacks on Twitter. Some good looking guy on Instagram.
All right. And y'all already know it's Showtime Rick on Twitter. I'm probably pissing you all off with my takes on various topics that y'all won't let lie. And on Instagram is King Showtime, but with instead of a O, it's a 0. So yeah, with that being said, we are out of here. Thank you for tuning in. Till next time.
Peace.
Mr. Scott.